Hi, everyone. I was just in Belmarsh this morning, and I was telling Julian that I was coming here to pay homage to Jeremy. Jeremy has been an incredible supporter of Julian's. He has come to the hearings, and he's also been incredibly personally supportive of Julian and our family, which I really appreciate, because with Jeremy, you really, what you see is also what you see in person. He is genuinely caring and concerned about injustice and understands that it's personal as well. I'm taking this opportunity with Crispin's, and I hope everyone's approval and license to talk a little bit about what's happening with Julian. You might have read in the press what the most recent development is, which is that after some 10 months of apparent deliberation, a single High Court judge behind closed doors in a written decision of 3 pages decided that Julian should not be given a day in court to be able to appeal the decision to extradite him. And we are now given a last opportunity to contest this decision. It's frankly astounding to me that the High Court, given the fundamental issues that are raised through Julian's case, is prepared to not even hear the arguments. Julian, of course, is facing extradition to the United States in relation to the publication of documents that he got from Chelsea Manning, who was the source, a soldier in the US Army who could not live with herself being part of a war that was brutalizing the civilian populations of Iraq and Afghanistan, that was had institutionalized the use of torture. And so she blew the whistle. And how did she blow the whistle? Well, she sent documents to Julian and to WikiLeaks. And WikiLeaks, seeing the extraordinary public importance of these documents, published them for all of you to read. And it's undeniable that this was a public service. And so you have the paradox that Julian faces 175 years in a US prison for the very same actions, the very same publications that have won him dozens of human rights and journalistic awards the world over, including in this country. And so what we're confronted with here is really a step into a new paradigm in which, if you provide evidence of state crime, you will be persecuted. The courts will be instrumentalized. The safeguards we've had and cherished for the past 70 years will be ignored and undermined, and you will be sent effectively to your death for doing the right thing. Not just doing the right thing, but actually embodying the kind of world that was being built after the Second World War, where we don't tolerate torture, where we don't tolerate the indiscriminate killings or the targeted killings of human beings without trial. So that's what we're up against, and the UK courts have betrayed all of you, all of us, by allowing this abuse to take place, to corrupt not just the US system where these charges originated, but to corrupt the English legal system by allowing this to go through. Over the past 4 years that Julian has remained in Belmarsh prison without any conviction, we've learned a lot about what the US has been doing. They plotted to not just kidnap Julian from the Ecuadorian embassy, but even to assassinate him. And this is evidence that has come out, and yet the courts still say, we'll send him over. We'll send him over to the country that plotted his assassination. And the thing is, the world is watching. What happens to Julian affects every journalist everywhere in the world, because it sets a new international standard. It sets a new standard where if you have the power to get your allies to do your dirty deeds for you, then there are no safeguards that will protect you, not even in the West, not even in the UK, not even here. Julian's case is political. It needs people to rally behind him and say, not in my name. The world's population stands with Julian. The latest polls in Australia show 90% of the Australian population want Julian free. 90. Both sides of politics, the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition, are saying that Julian should be freed. Imagine if that happened in this country. How far we are from that. The President of Brazil, Lula, the President of Mexico, AMLO, Argentina, Chile, the UN, the OECD, Reporters Without Borders, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, the National Union of Journalists, the list goes on and on. All the subject experts in human rights and press freedom say that this is the greatest attack on press freedom worldwide being exerted through Julian, onto Julian. But everyone is affected. And right here, you have the National Security Bill that has just gone through its second reading. And we have to push back. And pushing back by standing with me, with our children, with Julian. It's really important because his life depends on it. On the 24th of June, it's a Saturday at 1 p.m., we're gathering on Parliament Square. There's a statue called Anything to Stay. It's been shipped over from Italy. It has Chelsea Manning, Edward Snowden, and Julian, and it has an empty chair next to it, and you can stand up on that chair because all of us have something to say. I hope to see you there. Thank you.